If you picture this, but then you find yourself thinking this, you might be a video game nerd. Greetings, Internet! It is I, EB Minion, and I've discovered a secret to Windows XP this very day. Allow me to show you. Notice how on my desktop there is no current window open that is not Camtasia Studio, a folder, and the recording icon. Firefox is there too, but you understand the gist. There's nothing up my sleeve. But watch, when I press Ctrl Alt and P, what opens? It's Paint! It's Paint! You may be wondering how I can do this, or you may be wondering, why should I care? Well, thing is, I've been using Windows XP for about a decade now. It's just the most convenient OS I've ever worked with. It was much better than 98, and much smoother than 95, and I appreciated the amount of information I had to work with. Windows XP, once you know it well enough, you can figure out pretty much everything going on with your computer at a glance. But I didn't know about how to make macros until yesterday. I was thinking to myself, how can I make recordings more, smooth? I know that I've had trouble keeping Windows and the recording frame to stay in place, and I've also had trouble keeping the recording box from popping in and out when I wanted to pause it, and stuff like that. So I thought it would be very helpful if I could only make a macro or a keystroke that would allow me to open up programs and close them as I need to. It turns out Windows XP had this all along. I had no idea. All you really have to do, and I'll show you this now, is go right-click on your computer and go down to Properties on any program that you want to open. It's right down here, Shortcut key, under the Shortcut tab. It's been there this entire time, and I had no idea. I feel like such a tool. But there it is now. It didn't used to be like that. It used to be none. But if you hold down the Control button, it'll default to Control plus Alt. I assume that's because Control plus any keystroke is generally already taken up by processes in your computer, so it has to be Control, Alt, and another button. But when you hold down Control and press any other button or key on there, you can program in your shortcut key as you see fit. And now when I hold down Control, Alt, and A, Audacity pops up. How about that? Well, that might have seemed a little obvious to some people, and it won't even be that helpful because I'm going to be getting a computer at the end of the year, I hope, and when I get it, it'll have Windows 7 on it. I've gathered from my few instances of encountering it that Windows 7 is not the same as Windows XP, so it won't even have this neat trick on it now that I've gone to the trouble of learning it. But isn't that interesting, how there are people that just work with a program for so long? I'm sure I'm not the only one. And they don't learn everything there is to know about it. They don't realize its potential. They use it for a specific thing, they only learn how to use it up to that capacity, and they never really take it further than that, to either make themselves more efficient, or just for the sake of learning how their system works. It's a common problem, and I endorse learning wherever possible. And, well, I learned something today, and I thought I'd share. It's been fun. Later, everybody.